Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside. Or maybe you're in the mood for seafood. Big Sur Oyster Bar has fresh seafood prepared right before your eyes. Savor freshly shucked oysters, crab legs jambalaya, shrimp and lobster. Beers on tap and a selection of fine wines are perfect to pair with your seafood favorite. Whether lunch or dinner, you'll love this fun atmosphere, located just off the casino floor. Ready to shake things up? Step back in time and treat yourself to one of the oldest restaurant chains in the country. Steak and Shake, famous for original mouth-watering steak burgers and hand-dipped milkshakes in a variety of flavors. For some old-fashioned fun, try Steak and Shake.
I know you've said before, men on base, base is empty, that your approach hasn't changed, but do you feel that you're getting pitched to any differently in those two situations? And if so, do you think maybe moving down the order might help that problem at all?
It was weird. Welcome, everybody. It's a frightening Friday as we creep towards Halloween in a fortnight. And it's scary how much is going on in sports. And we're here to talk about it. I mean, we have NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL, WNBA, and NASCAR just down the road on Sunday for the South Point 400. Hello and welcome to Punchlines. The show is a fun mix of sports, conversation, some comedy, some gambling advice. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And on today's show, I kicked the weekend off. I just can't do it. I can't start a weekend without seeing our regular Friday man, Sports by the Book, Mizzou superfan, and a man whose NFL team will lose to mine on Sunday night, Jeff Parles.
I like how you threw that in.
Yeah, I had to throw it in there.
You're very festive today.
Well, I guess this is my Tennessee Vols shirt.
I mean Tennessee Vols, the Nicotero jack-o'-lantern as well. I mean,
it is kind of a Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, I got the black, you got the orange. We're all synced in.
Change the maybe on it. Okay, well maybe change the.
We're synced up, my friend.
We are. I like it a lot.
By the way, so I know everyone at home is wondering what you and I wagered on the Pittsburgh Jets game, which. Again, the Jets are a mess. The Steelers are starting the wrong quarterback.
The Jets are favored in Pittsburgh on a primetime game. I still don't understand.
The bettors are telling you that Justin Fields is better than Russell Wilson, which that's what the market's telling you.
Because Russell Wilson is officially, it's been leaked by George
Pickens essentially said as much, that Wilson's starting.
I kind of want to see what he's got.
We are only betting $5 on the game. I will tell you right now, if Justin Fields was starting, I don't know if I even would have made a bet with you because I would have been so confident that your team was going to win.
Well, like I said, I said to Jeff to counter this, I go, hey, look, Tomlin, Steelers, they don't lose on primetime games. He's like, what about Dallas 2 weeks ago? I go, okay, yeah, good point. That's true.
And then you were like, which day was it? And it was the exact same day.
I was like, but that was Sunday night. But then the Steelers play next week. They have the Giants. They have the back-to-back New York at home primetime games. And we know that the New York teams, we showed the graphic earlier this week, I think those two teams in primetime are like 4-31.
It's not been good. It's not been good. I mean, look, you're dealing with the two worst records in the NFL over the last 7 years between those two teams. So,
yikes.
Not great. Not great. By the way, it is New Jersey versus Keystone State twice because the Eagles go to the Giants as well. So
there you go.
Pennsylvania against New York, New Jersey right away.
The Turnpike will be busy with fans all weekend, I'm sure. My grandfather actually helped build the Turnpike, the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Oh, really?
All the steel.
A road that I can't stand driving on.
I could drive the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And I say this facetiously, but I could drive it blindfolded.
You know what? Forget facetious. I agree.
Yeah.
I can imagine that to be the case.
From Pittsburgh to like Philly, I could drive it.
How many of those cities across the way, like Harrisburg, Mechanicsburg, all those? Like, have you performed all of them?
Every
basically,
college on the way up and offshoots, Johnstown. I mean,
like,
every one of them.
Carlisle, like all those, like
Carlisle, yeah,
like all those places.
Altoona. Breezewood. Breezewood was always where you stopped to grab a bite to eat, get gas.
That probably was a good Sheets there, right?
There was Sheets. There's a picture someone once put up. There's like every gas station and every chain restaurant.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just everything. Breezewood, exit 12 maybe? I can't remember. I think it's 12.
Legitimately every fast food and every gas station ever existed in Breezewood.
But you know what they did? They changed it from exit numbers to coincide with the miles.
Okay.
So Breezewood used to be exit 12, but now it's like exit 90. So it confuses me when I'm on the Turnpike. And you don't stop to take a ticket anymore. I was home about 4 years ago doing a show, and I was like, you just go through and they take your plate.
They take your plate, yeah.
That was all new to this man. I used to have to get the ticket. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. Also on the show, coming in. I mean, if Jeff wasn't enough, on the desk, a man who actually knows what's going on in the NLCS because he played in it with the San Diego Padres, played in the World Series as well in 1998. Greg Vaughn. Vaughn will be in, ladies and gentlemen, so we're very excited. He's flying in for the show. I checked with him last night because I have a flight at 8:30, and I was like,
do you know where he's coming from?
I think he was just coming in from L.A.
Oh, then
exactly.
And then he's hopefully been here for 3 hours already.
There's light winds, though, and light winds! Oh, no, light winds! Hawaii with light winds! All right, Jeff, let's go to top of show breaking video. A lot happened in baseball last night. Cleveland rocks. The Hall of Fame induction ceremonies this weekend, but they were rocking already. So here we go. We got some videos of the Cleveland home runs. I think the first one's Big Christmas. Okay, this is deep fried. This is the walk-off. Crank up the volume, please. You got to hear the sound on this. You just got deep fried. I don't know what MF stands for. Midnight? I don't know. Midnight Fury. There it is. It was about midnight there. And then this guy at the end. You know, I love events like this because you become best friends with strangers.
Look, that's that game yesterday between the Guardians and the Yankees is one of the all-time best playoff games ever.
Especially the last two innings.
Just the twists and turns where Clase, who had given up, of course, the big homer to Carpenter in the last round, had only given up two the whole year before the Carpenter bomb. Back-to-back for Judge and Stanton, which, by the way, Giancarlo Stanton still is owed an apology by Yankee fans, but that's a different discussion for a different time. And then for Big Christmas to basically, I
crushed it.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say hit the blank out of the ball, but that's a different. We're on now
the
there.
Sportsbook.
But that ball was annihilated, and then for Fry to do that, that's Fry's second go-ahead game-winning homer of the postseason so far. And look, I thought the Yankees were going to sweep.
I thought it was
really did. I really did. I thought they were going to sweep. I thought this was going to be early over. If the Dodgers were to win today, they could have actually started the World Series on Tuesday. They still could, by the way, if the Yankees win the next two and the Dodgers win today in Queens.
Yeah.
But what a resilient win for the Guards.
It's good for baseball.
Now it. Look, I don't want to say like it puts the Yankees like in a gotta have it spot today, but. Yeah. You don't want that snowball going down the hill quickly because we know in baseball things can turn rapidly, and all of a sudden a series you were in complete control in could be like, whoa, wait a second here. Cleveland's up 3-2 going back to the Bronx.
And I think his home run, Big Christmas's home run, you could bet. I think Cleveland was plus 825 if you were live betting.
I'm sure. I mean, they should have been more with two outs. Yeah.
Plus 825
in baseball, anything.
Right? Why is anything in baseball anything, ladies and gentlemen? True words have never been spoken. But just a very exciting series. Now, do we have another video for that or no? Is there? Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Here we go. This is another angle of the walk-off, Jeff. So, tense crowd. And then Fry. This one pans left. Little girl. The person with the little girl on her shoulders. Jumping up and down. But yeah, good for Cleveland. Like I said, I never really hated the Cleveland baseball team fans when I was a kid. kind of like Toby Harrah, Mike Hargrove, Andre Thornton. Then later on, you had your Albert Bell teams, Carlos Baerga.
Tomei, Ramirez.
And Jacobs Field. The Jake was like one of the...
Yeah, it's the same place. It just is a different name
I know.
now.
I still call it the Jake, but it's a great place to see a ball game. I remember my uncle and I driving up to Cleveland just to see a game because we're like, Pirates suck. Let's go to Cleveland. And we went up. And we meant to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We never got there. I can't believe I've never been. But they are inducting people this weekend, which we'll get to in roll call. Is that the final clip? I apologize. Is there for breaking news? Okay, there's one. Okay. Yeah, so let's go to roll call, actually. Let's go to roll call. Go ahead, Ann. We'll do roll call. Let's see who's watching the show today. Hello, everybody. The question was Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Among those being inducted this weekend, Foreigner, which I believe deserves it. Then you got Mary J. Blige and Cher.
How did it take Foreigner so long to get in?
Exactly. It took Foreigner way too long. The first two albums by Foreigner.
That's interesting.
Classic rock staples.
And you said Cher and Mary J. Blige?
Yeah. So they're starting to, Dolly Parton got in last year. So, yeah. Put Cher in there. Cher is rock and roll.
I think they're both good.
Mary J., I've told you the story where I filled in for Mary J. Blige one night, right?
Boy, was that crowd disappointed that night.
Yes, they were. Oh, yes, they were. It was Boys to Men. I get a call. My manager in Pittsburgh goes, you got to get out to Star Lake Amphitheater. It's 18,000 people. They're like, you got to open for Boys to Men. I'm like, oh, my God.
Wow,
okay.
what a
18,000. So I drive out. I get there. I'm like, why am I here? They're like, okay, wait, a cancellation. Montel Jordan's going to go on. Then you're going to go on. Then Boys to Men. Montel Jordan singing, This Is How We. It was the number one song in the country. He played it twice. Then they're like, you're on In Between. I'm like, I'm in On Between. What happened? They're like, Mary J. Blige couldn't make it. I go, what? I'm the replacement for Mary J. Blige. So everyone in the crowd's waiting. All of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to stage, Mary, we love you. A white young comedian. Hey, what's up, everybody? If my parents were in the crowd, they would have been pissed. I mean, So I went out and actually had a really good set. I was nervous because it was 18,000. I was on the video screen.
Did people at least applaud for you?
They were a great crowd. It was mostly young kids, to be honest. So it was right in my demographic.
That is amazing.
Frightened because I had done Richard Marx earlier in the year. And I think this was my second one. This is by far the biggest crowd I'd ever played at the time. Maybe still today. But I was freaked out, but it went really well. But I filled in for Mary.
That's pretty good.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. I filled her shoes. Anyway, congratulations, everyone. So I asked the crew, is there anyone you think should be in? Keith Lyle loved the cold open. Shohei and Frank are the same. I fidget. Vince Las Vegas, going local with the Killers. All right. The Killers are a really good band, and they play rock and roll still. You have to have had an album come out 25 years. So I think the Killers are right on the border, right? Their first album was like 2004 or 5. So they might be coming
that
up
late?
It was kind of right after Street Smarts, right when I was resuming my stand-up career. Okay. Mr. Brightside came out. So I remember driving down Laurel Canyon listening to Mr. Brightside on my way. Let's see. Michelle Keith with an inside joke. B-Town Dummy. Frank is like Hall of Famer Cher. After his Shohei bit, I now believe that he's aged just as gracefully as she has. Thank you, Christian. Thanks for watching. Well, let us know if you think there's anybody else. Mini dart, chase velocity, spin rate down. Okay. Not sure what that means. Maybe that was a comment to something else. But all right, Jeff, let's get back to the shizzo. That's crazy. Let's do it. It's time for That's Crazy. And Jeff, it's Halloween. So, we got the
spooky.
We got the spooky cat. I think it's Binks. I think Alex says it's Binks from Hocus Pocus, Binks the Jinx. So that's crazy. There you go. By the way, I think there's a meteor shower tonight or a full moon or something. Or
there's a gigantic moon yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yeah,
okay, I missed it. Yeah. Okay, that's crazy. Jeff, what do you have for That's Crazy?
Did I even give you anything today?
Nope.
No, I don't think I did. I don't even think I did.
Sorry, never mind.
All I will tell you is that I'll give you one without a graphic, right. But it's what a performance by the Dodgers through 4 games. Of course, it upsets me, the resident Met fan, but yeah. I mean they're looking every bit as good as the best team in baseball through 4 games. But as we know, crazy stuff happens in the playoffs, and if they don't close it tonight, there's no pressure on the Mets going back to L.A. for a potential Game 6 if it were to happen.
Now, yesterday, my pick on the show was Shohei Ohtani. Listen to this. Shohei Ohtani over total bases, 1.5, was plus 110.
Well, you won on the second pitch of the game.
That's what I mean. Sean called me. He goes, you just won. I'm like, what?
The one problem you could have had was since they walked him so many times yesterday. You might have
Yes.
gotten the classic. He's on base 4 times, and you got no total bases.
I'll never forget about you. 2 years ago, a friend of mine called me. We did a bet on total bases. A guy walked. He goes, "All right, we got one." And I'm like,
"No, you don't.
Walks are not total." He's like, "What about a stolen base? He just stole second." I'm like, "He still has 0 total bases." So, yeah, something you learn as you gamble. JR pointed out, JR, crazy fact from Yahoo Sports for NLDS Game 5, which was on at 9 a.m. in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
There were more viewers, 12.9, than American viewers, 7.5. That was Padres Dodgers.
It was the
yesterday too, I think, probably.
I don't know about that, but it was the highest rated MLB game in Japan ever by a wide margin. Now, makes sense.
Yeah.
Darvish started.
Darvish on the hill.
Darvish against Yamamoto and Ohtani.
Shohei, yeah.
So 3 of the most popular players ever to come out of Japan. Were all in the same game, and it was an elimination game, and it was 9 a.m. on Saturday morning in Japan.
There you go. So
it made it even better.
Or were they working?
Instead of the cartoons, it was baseball at 9 a.m.
Do they watch Bugs Bunny or do they watch Japanese anime?
I have no idea.
We don't know.
No idea.
Okay, for my That's Crazy, ladies and gentlemen, starting off strong. So here we go. New Orleans Saints. I forgot this game was on, as most of America did. They are teams to win their first 2 games by 20 points and then lose the next 5 games are this year's 2024 Saints and the 1965 Dallas Cowboys. The Saints, we were knighting Derek Carr as MVP after 2 games. The Saints are an unstoppable offense, and it's all gone to hell. And by the way, the paper bags were back in New Orleans. The New Orleans
Never good.
Never good.
Well, I will say, just remember, two weeks don't make a year.
That's true.
For one. And 2, bad coaches over the
Dennis
long
Allen,
haul always turn out to be bad coaches. So Dennis
Wayne
Allen, Wayne Fonts was much better than Dennis Allen. I can tell you that. Dennis Allen's on it. Like he's not gonna get fired midseason because they've had all these injuries.
Right,
but
Taysom Hill's out.
Carr's out, Shaheed's out. Olave didn't play last night with a concussion.
Yeah.
I mean, this New Orleans team's heading for 6-11, and there's no way a Dennis Allen survives that if that ends up being the case.
By the way, I will say I tuned in for one play, so it was 19-3. I do like those old uniforms.
They're awesome.
One of my favorites.
I did not watch a single play, but I saw the highlight, like the lowlights on Twitter. The Rattler play that was called back because of the offside that had 3 things on it that would usually make you laugh.
I haven't even seen that.
Well, Rattler fumbled the snap, ran into his own guy, and then fumbled. But the play got called back because Denver lined up offside. Bo Nix threw a pass perfectly in between 2 receivers for an incomplete pass.
Right.
And then Rattler threw a pick 6 that got called a foul. It was all nonsense.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest told me he'd be here around 12:15. I want to look at the clock right now. It is 12:15 and 49 seconds. Jumping into the chair, who I believe he just jumped off a flight. You guys have never met.
No.
Jeff Parles. Ladies and
Nice to
gentlemen,
meet you,
Greg Vaughn is here, former Major Leaguer, All-Star. What's going on? You literally just flew in.
Yeah, literally. We had Randy Wynn had an event in San Francisco last night.
Okay.
Great
Randy
cause.
Wynn, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of Giants. You know, got to see Stu, Sean Johnson. Yes.
Is he trying to buy who's he trying to buy? The White Sox.
The report was the White Sox.
Yeah.
That was the report.
We didn't talk about that last night.
It wasn't about business. It was about fun.
Yes. And then Steve Nash, him and Randy were roommates at Santa Clara.
Oh,
No way.
didn't know that.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah. So we had a good time, and then jumped on a plane, told you I'd be here.
I know, and you literally walked in right when he said on a Friday. The man made it here on time. Is that a KC Monarchs hat or what?
Yeah, Negro League.
Yeah, that's a great hat. Very nice. So, Greg, what else has been going on with you? How's your shoulder?
Shoulder's good, man. Getting old sucks because I think I pulled my hamstrings like in my sleep or something.
Greg, I've entered the stage of, I can't make it through a night without peeing stage. But I drink a lot of water before bed, which I guess I have to cut back. Jeff is laughing at us, but
no, hey man, it's a sprint it's a sprint. No, it's a sprint.
Well, I'm thinking about maybe a catheter or something. I don't know. I just don't want to go to bed.
Yeah, that sounds like a hell of an idea, Frank.
The dogs are on me right now. I got to get up. The dogs are pissed at me, and then I'm like, I'm sorry. Then I come back to get into bed, and they've taken my spot, so I got to push the dog, and it's a whole thing.
But it's only one time for you?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm about 1. Yeah.
Wait till you get to bed about 3 or 4. You can't even sleep.
All right, moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Vaughn is here. Greg, we've been talking about the playoffs, the championship series. Last night in Cleveland was unbelievable. I mean, you got Judge and Stanton. You think the Yankees are going to go up 3-0, and then the comeback, big Christmas, and then they get fried in the 10th. Are you watching these championship series?
Yeah, when we got in the car, me, Stu, Sean Dunston, and
Sean Dunston.
Yeah, Shawan.
I was at his first game when he was a Pirate. Anyway, go ahead.
So, and Steve Nash, we get in there. Oh man, the Yankees. We're
3-0.
Questioning the pitch. Why you're throwing 100? Why would you just keep throwing it out there and you get beat on a breaking ball?
Yeah,
it's easier said than done, right? But we can't believe it. All of a sudden, halfway through, we're the reception. Oh no, we're in dinner. They're like, the Yankees lost. We're like, what?
Wait, how is that possible?
They lost. It looked like they had no chance in the.
The live odds were ridiculous. I have a question for you. So I find it intriguing that you're in a car with former major leaguers and you guys are actually breaking down everything like that. You're not just casually going, oh, yeah. You're actually kind of putting yourself into the game and thinking what they would do.
Well, I mean, to Judge, you just got to tip your hat. I mean, he stayed with number one, right? And he was out over the plate. He's one of the best, or if not the top 2, 3 best players in the league. In the world. In the world. But I'm just saying, like me and Stu and Sean, I said, man, it'd be so nice to hit without getting thrown inside. You know what I mean? You throw 100, the same pitches if he was throwing Stanton, if he would have threw Judge, I mean, you got to take a chance on 100 inside. He has to keep it fair.
Yeah.
He has to keep it fair, but you can't. He sped up Stanton's bat a little bit, and he did what he's supposed to do. Pitchers aren't that smart. Neither are position players. Neither one of us are that smart.
Chris Andrews in the back wanted me to ask you a question before I forget. What's it like? How many walk-off home runs did you hit in your career?
I don't know. I know you guys are going to pull it up.
No, I don't know. We don't have it. We actually don't have it. But it was just a question he asked me. I was like, oh, okay, I'll ask him. I mean,
probably 2, 3, maybe.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, Jeff's
I gotta look it off now. Look it up now.
You can't lie now because it's right there.
All right, let's shift. While he's checking, we'll shift to the National League. Jeff is a Mets fan. Jeff.
Well, I'm looking it up right now. You had a walk-off grand slam in '91 on Father's Day, Greg.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Do you remember who the pitcher was, or do you remember that? Do you remember that at bat?
I think so. It was at County Stadium, I think.
In Milwaukee.
It was in Milwaukee. Yep.
Seattle, maybe.
It says Oakland.
Oh, Oakland.
Your hometown team.
Yeah, yeah.
Even better. We talk about the National League. Shohei Ohtani, what he's doing. Yeah. I think it was it J.D. Martinez said he's like a 14-year-old playing against 10-year-olds. It was a quote, or Nick Martinez. Someone just.
I don't remember who said it, but it was said this week.
I mean, what do you think of Shohei when you watch him hit?
Why do you keep pitching to him?
Right.
Well, the Mets didn't by the middle of the game yesterday.
His total bases were over 1.5 yesterday, and it was plus money. So I bet it. And second pitch of the game, I hit. So I don't understand. It's just this guy is doing things. And that ball he hit in Cleveland, that was in New York. It was an upper deck. Second level.
Well, the one in Game 3, there are not many balls that get hit over the foul pole in that ballpark, and then the one yesterday to lead off the game was just a kind of like you mentioned Giancarlo earlier. All of Giancarlo's homers are just laser beams. It was basically an even bigger laser beam than what you would see off the bat of Giancarlo, which is kind of amazing.
I remember when he was Mike Stanton and played at Notre Dame in Sherman Oaks. I remember when he was playing high school baseball.
I remember he was in the same. My son Corey played area codes with him for 3 years.
Oh, yeah?
Mustakas, Dominguez.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Shoot, who that? Garrett Cole. Dude, it was
Cole was there.
It was unbelievable. That team was unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They had like 8 first-round picks off that team.
Oof, jeez. So you played in the World Series. We were talking about this. You played in the World Series in '98 with San Diego, hit a couple home runs. How is the atmosphere different in the Division Series, in the Championship Series, in the World Series?
I think it's, you're fighting so hard to get to that point, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I was really never tired after a baseball game during the season. But once you get in the playoffs, man, where every pitch, every play means so much, mentally just going to lay down by your locker afterwards and be like, whoa, especially if you won, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got ready to do it all over again. I mean, you can't teach that unless, like Derek Jeter, where you're just playing it. You're born and you're in the championship every day of your life.
Every season you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, so it's tough, but I mean, it sucks the life out of you too. You know what I mean? I tip my hat to Cleveland because they would have lost last night. You might as well just
3-love.
Just
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's it. But you know they show fight, you know, and that's what it's all about. So I know mentally the playoffs and the World Series, man, you're exhausted.
Yeah.
You know, during the season, you can still go out and do whatever after those games.
Still going out in the playoffs. Yeah.
Oh, you're like, hey, man, I just need to lay down and just try to digest and process what just happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, though Smoltz was bringing it up on the broadcast last night where you have bases loaded in the 6th inning and the Dodgers have their best reliever in the game. You just don't see that in the regular season under any circumstance. I do want to ask you, though, in an elimination game, obviously the Mets are facing it. Cleveland may very well face it tomorrow. Just is there any sort of a different approach? Is it almost like, hey, like backs against the wall, let's just play loose and free like we played all year? Is it any different in an elimination spot?
Well, I think for the Mets, no one thought they were going to be here. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that would be the best answer or solution that I would give them. Hey, we're playing with house money. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're not even supposed to be here. The Dodgers were supposed to be there since they made their signings, right?
Yeah.
The free agents. So they were guaranteed the World Series. So we weren't even in the playoff picture 2 months ago.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean?
They were behind the Pirates, I think, in July.
Entering the month of June, only the Marlins and the Rockies had worse records in the National League than the Mets.
Yeah. So I mean, you're playing with house money. Just go out there and have fun. You know what I mean?
It's not over. It's not over.
Playoff baseball, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. All right, let's take a look at today's date, October 18th, 2024. Now, Greg, this is a new little feature here. I'm going to read, let's see here. We got 6 national days, the silly national days. One of them is fake. You have to pick out the fake one. National Miniature Candy Bar Day, National Mashed Potato Day, Necktie Day, National No Beard Day, National Chocolate Cupcake Day, or Ride Your Bike to Work Day. Jeff, Greg, which one do you think is fake? Which one is fake, Jeff?
Oh, boy. Wow.
Greg, do you have a thought?
I feel like mashed potato day is definitely real.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like that's real.
I will tell you that one is real.
I feel like that's real.
That is a real one, and we celebrated yesterday.
What was the one before?
The necktie. The necktie is real, too.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm with
then
Greg
you have
on it.
miniature candy bar, necktie, no beard, chocolate cupcake, ride your bike to work day.
I'm going with no beard day. That's the one
Greg,
that I'm going
any
with.
guess?
Miniature candy bar.
And guess?
I don't know. Did you shave today?
I didn't. I'm looking
All
rugged.
right, so
This
that's
is
not
7
the fake
days.
one. Yeah.
Which one are you going with?
But I'll go with the no beard.
One of you is correct. It is Greg Vaughn. It's not
very
National
nice.
Miniature Candy
Very
Bar. Was made
nice.
up. I did it for Halloween, and you guys would think, oh, well, maybe you're supposed to buy them today for the kids. It's also 2 birthdays today. Olympic gold medalist, winning skier Lindsey Vaughn turns 40. And I have a trivia question for
Lindsey
you.
Vaughn is 40?
Lindsey Vaughn is 40.
Wow. Okay.
How about
That's surprising.
this? Football legend, Pittsburgh's own Mike Ditka turns 85. And, of course, he coached the 85 Bears, considered by many the greatest non-Pittsburgh Steeler football team of all time.
Very good.
Jeff, only 2 people have won an NFL title as a player, assistant coach, and head coach. Ditka is one.
So how many more?
There's only one other one.
Wow.
It's really, really hard. This gentleman is in the Hall of Fame. He has ties to the team here in town.
Wow.
Ties to the team.
Tom Flores?
Tom Flores!
Very
Greg
good.
Vaughn is
Very
on
good.
fire. They got
Very
candy
good.
bar.
I would have guessed Madden, but I would have been wrong because I don't think Madden ever played in the in the league.
No,
Did
he just has a video game where he plays in that. But yeah, Tom Flores. Tom
very
Flores.
good.
Also the answer. And it took him way too long to get in the Hall of Fame.
He
by
should
the
have
way.
been in a lot quicker.
You coached 2 Super Bowl teams and you're not in the Hall of Fame? That's insane.
And that's unusual for football because they usually have about 10 people going in. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right? Yeah, exactly. All right, and Keith Lau wanted me to make sure I brought this up. Oh, yeah, here's we put them all in the machine and we get them all together. Here we go. What the hell? Okay, so that's Lindsey Vaughn skiing on a stack of mashed potatoes. And then it's National Necktie Day, but he's half shirtless. Is that Mike Ditka? That's a young Mike Ditka.
I'm very confused by the Ditka image there.
I know, me too.
I'm very confused.
Necktie Day. He doesn't have a beard. Neither does Lindsey Vaughn. We'll give him that.
What does he have? He has half of a jacket on.
Yeah,
What
why
is
does he only
happening
have
here?
half a jacket
What's
on?
that?
Why does he only have half
Yeah,
a jacket
what
on?
Because he's so
happening here?
strong, he busted out of it. Oh,
my
Pittsburgh
goodness.
guys have upper body and just like
My
Hulk out of it.
goodness.
I love Lindsey Vaughn on the mashed potatoes. All right, and this is a special one for Greg Vaughn because I know he knows this guy, and this guy's a hero to all of us. On this day in 1977 in history, Reggie Jackson
Oh, yeah.
becomes Mr. October when he has 3 homers on 3 straight pitches against the Dodgers in Game 6 of the World Series at Yankee Stadium. That is Bert Hooton. I can tell by the windup. Bert Hooton, who pitched a no-hitter for the Cubs but became a Dodger pitcher. Then I forget who the second one's off. Maybe Elias Sosa. I know the third one is Charlie Huff because there's the famous angle. Usually when you see this, okay, there's Huff with the little jump. Charlie Huff is still pitching in the major leagues today, by the way. I think he's 79 years old. Now, you know Reggie, right?
Yes.
I mean, I remember watching that game as a young kid in L.A. rooting for the Dodgers, and I hated Reggie Jackson because of these games. But then I learned, like Pete Rose, to appreciate Reggie Jackson.
He showed up for the big moments. So
he
you know
did,
what I mean?
man.
You know,
Mr. October. What's this Reggie story you might have about Reggie?
Shoot, he's always been good to me. Northern California guy, you know what I mean?
That's right, yeah.
Oakland Hills, he is. You know, so he was always good to me. You know, I just tried to be a sponge and whatever he was saying, you know, try to.
And I didn't know the story about the ball girl who made chocolate chip cookies. There was a ball girl for the Oakland A's who made chocolate chip cookies for the umpires. And it turned out that she became Mrs. Fields. She was Mrs. Fields, became Mrs. Fields.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I just read this. And yes, she was a ball girl for Oakland. She'd bring cookies that she baked for the umpires. They're like, this is the best chocolate chip cookie. And Reggie, I think, might have been dating her, or she was dating one of the players and might have stayhorsed her. I don't know. But I don't know if it's Jeff. I see Jeff's fingers.
I'm looking it up now.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
if you take cookies in Oakland right now, what you would feel like?
Would anyone eat them?
You'd probably be a little wobbly. You'd be smiling,
Special
happy,
cookies.
smiling all the
All
time.
right, Jeff, what have you found?
Fully accurate, your
I'm
story.
telling you.
Yeah, Debbie Fields, who was Debbie Seaver when she was a ball girl, but 100% accurate. That
Yes.
exact story you just said.
And I think Reggie was involved in it, I think. I don't know. All right, and let's do the punch ball. We're going to do, Greg, this is new. So we have some stuff in here. This is the punch ball.
Okay, did you not even bother using the scissors today?
Here's what I've made them more intensive with some notes, so they're bigger pieces of paper. They used to be little scraps. Why don't you slide that down? Let Greg pull one out, or Jeff can pull it for you. Whatever you want to do.
Let Greg go
and
first.
We usually have corresponding video for it. So let's see what we got here, Greg. Punch bowl number 1. Here we go. Picks coming up in about 6 minutes.
Okay, here's Justin. Be humble.
Okay. Be humble.
Justin Fields was a super humble the other day when he asked about the Steelers starting quarterback situation.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's the clip right here. So what number is this? Yeah, I'll check it
if you don't start considering how you played.
Justin off the field.
I mean, I don't think I played, good enough. If I'm being real with you. If I'm being real with myself, I think if I did play well enough, I don't think there would be.
If I would have played better, there'd be no question about who's the quarterback. I thought that was such a great move, showed a lot of maturity. He's basically saying, look, all right, Russ is going to start this weekend. I did the best I could. Maybe it wasn't good enough. I mean, that's a lot of maturity for a young quarterback.
I think Chicago helped get him ready for that, but I think his parents before that, even at Ohio State. I mean, I'm from the U. That's what I root for. But I root for this kid. This kid, I mean, he carries himself the right way.
Listen, I got to go to the game. I was here at the game, watched him play. He had some errant passes, didn't look good, but he scored 2 touchdowns, which I had over 2 touchdowns, by the way. And he's they're 4-2 under him. He has 5 rushing touchdowns, 5 passing touchdowns. I
think it's a ridiculous decision, at least this week,
to put Russell Wilson in,
because the Jets have struggled stopping the run so badly this year, and you have an extra dynamic with Fields. Be able to read option, scramble ability. The Jets have struggled over the last few years stopping scrambling quarterbacks. Now you got a Russ who's, I know he's fully healthy, but is he really going to want to run when he's just coming off a calf injury? And the Jets have beaten Russell Wilson the last 2 years also. I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all. If Fields started this week and the Jets won and Fields looked bad, all right, maybe. Go ahead. But I think the timing's a little bit weird on this one.
Yeah.
It's tough, though, too. I mean, you think about this kid, how many coordinators did he have? He's learning
I think 4 in 4 years, right? That's ridiculous.
He was learning, a different
system,
offensive.
He's 5-5 now.
And then, 5-5.
Yeah.
I mean, short training camp, right? He gets there right as training camp is starting. You know what I mean? And,
I don't know.
I just think he's been dealt a bad hand and he handles it like a professional.
I just can't believe the Steelers at home are underdogs to a 2-4 team.
It's not
it's
not a normal 2-4 team talent wise. They're 2-4 because they just continually do stupid things to cost themselves games.
He's a Jets fan. So
but look, the Devontae Adams trade. I don't know. I don't know how much that impacts right away. But him and Rodgers have chemistry. You know that.
But still. I mean, Rodgers can put blame on some of them.
Of course.
Everyone else. He has to be accountable too. He has not looked like. We all get old. We all get old.
He's Greg, I 100% agree. And I mean, look, the last 3 weeks. How many times in Aaron Rodgers' career has he gone 3 straight games when he's had the ball down a score and didn't win the game?
And then blaming his wide receivers.
Yeah, just totally
catching
Mike Williams 9 feet under the bus.
Mike Williams, soon to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, possibly.
I think he's going back to the Chargers.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, when was he there? Oh, that was 3 years ago, right?
He was still there up until last year.
No, you can't trade him back.
No, because it was a free agent signing. So he's good.
Because the Steelers can't get Deontay Johnson back because in the NFL, unlike baseball, you can't be traded back to the team that traded you for 2 years.
It's like Hassan Reddick can't be traded back to the Eagles, which was a whole rumor.
Why would you take him and not sign him?
Who's that? Reddick. Because he's just what a nightmare.
It's a bad organization. It's a bad organization. It just is.
Detroit might step in too on that, right?
Well,
the Lions need some help.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
everyone can use him.
Yeah,
everyone.
I don't know if it's in the punch bowl, but Crosby's comments yesterday, he might not.
Did he wear a hat? Did he wear a Detroit hat?
No.
I don't know if that was rumors that he
didn't.
Okay.
He didn't.
All right, go ahead, Jeff. What do you got there?
All right. Baltimore Ravens have started an MV3 campaign for Lamar Jackson. Who's your leading candidate for MVP as we cross into the second third of the NFL season?
All right. Who's
it's pretty funny. I brought this up yesterday on Football Frenzy, and we almost never do MVP talk.
Okay.
So there's 3 guys that make sense to me.
Okay.
One is Josh Allen, which makes a whole lot of sense. The Bills are 4-2. They're probably going to smoke the Titans this weekend.
I love 9-point favorites. Or something
I love the Amari Cooper trade for them. They desperately needed a legitimate high-end wide receiver.
We'll get to the Amari Cooper trade in a second in there.
Big time.
Okay.
The other 2 that I mentioned are both in the NFC North. Not Sam Darnold, who's undefeated so far. But
Jordan Love?
It's Jordan Love, and it's Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Detroit just continues to destroy people on offense. Goff's pushing 20-1 still in the MVP race.
Oh, that's not bad.
They play Minnesota this weekend.
He's pushing 20-1?
I
had a big ticket I need to show you for last Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
From here?
Well, I was eating breakfast, so I cheated on this place. I cheated because I was limited in time.
Okay.
So I had to get to the closest place.
Okay, that's all right.
And I did, and I never do this. And I was going to get on a plane.
Okay.
I did a 7-for-7 parlay.
Nice.
And just threw $100 on, and I have it on my phone.
Okay, all right. We'll take a look at this. If you want to pull it up or show us after the show, that's fine.
So Goff's as high as 18-1. So pretty close.
Sam Darnold is 1,800 plus 1,800.
He's not winning the MVP.
I know, but I like to just
point
it out.
And then the third guy is Jordan Love. Those are the 3 that I have, and I know it's a little bit funky with Love since they lost the 2 games.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, 1 to 2 games without him, started 0-2 in the games that he started. But he stabilized the ship very nicely after that horrendous interception in L.A.
I like the Jared Goff bet. Also, Lamar Jackson, 2-4 in the postseason. Currently, the only multiple MVP winner who has yet to win a Super Bowl. Pretty interesting. All right.
Wow.
Hey, it's 12:36. Look how we timed out. We got more Punch Bowl stuff. Don't worry. It's time for picks at 12:36 as Greg Vaughn is looking for an image of his 7-for-7 parlay. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
My alarm's going up on my phone. There's the jam. Jeff and I singing along with Jerry, who's sitting over there.
Yeah, Jerry's the real artist.
Jerry made it. Come on. It's without.
He's the real
Jerry,
artist. You know.
Without us, it would sound horrible. Or without Jerry.
Without Jerry.
It would
with
sound
us,
horrible.
it would sound worse.
It would sound terrible. Maybe we should do a version of just us. No, let's not.
No,
All right.
not.
So, Jeff, do you have a pick for today, sir?
You know what, Frank? I'm trying to be consistent for you, and I have 3 again.
Oh, yes.
For the weekend. So we'll start in the NFL.
All right.
Actually, we'll start in college football, because that's what I listed first for Ann today.
Okay.
We're going to Bloomington, Indiana, as we all expected. One of the a big game between Nebraska and IU.
I like that kid on Nebraska.
I'm taking the points with the Huskers.
Oh, yeah?
I think this is a close game. I really like Indiana. Signetti has done an amazing job this year. They're undefeated. They're going to a bowl already. Rourke has been much better than I thought he was going to be. Part of that, I think he's in the right system finally. But Nebraska's defense is really good, very high end, and it's the best defense that Indiana has faced by margin so far through 6 games.
Okay.
Not saying Indiana won't win the game.
Okay.
But you're giving me 6.5. You could have got 7 earlier in the week. If you got the 7, job well done. I actually had this initially in my notes when the numbers came out on Sunday night. I had this at 6, and I thought it was good on Nebraska. So 6.5 on the Huskers. My favorite play in college this week.
I like it.
NFL-wise, I'm going to 2 premium games, Frank.
Okay.
I like the Packers against the Texans.
That's going to be a great game.
Late at 2.5. High-end quarterback play.
Yep.
Nico Collins being out didn't really impact Houston last week because New England's just not any good.
Right.
It'll impact them this week against the Packers. I think Green Bay can win this game by at least a field goal at home. They've already had the one clunker at home this year. I think they'll get it done. Late at 2.5 with the Packers. Minnesota beat the hell out of them.
Oh, that's right. And
Minnesota's up 28-0 on them, and they only ended up winning the game by 2.
That's right. They came back.
And then the last one, Super Bowl rematch. We're taking the defending champs in the Bay against the Niners. Plus 105. Sorry, Greg.
Sorry, were you saying you were taking Kansas City?
Taking the Chiefs. Plus 105 on the money line for
Joe D'Amico is here. Everyone's taking the Chiefs. The Chiefs getting money. Patrick Mahomes as a dog. I mean, his record is
Andy Reid only has 2 losses off a bye.
He always plays. That was always the thing, even with the Eagles.
I will say, though, the Niners are as healthy as they've been all year right now. And they're coming off of a mini bye week. So this is a little bit dangerous, but I see that plus money with Kansas City. I just can't pass it up.
How can you do? And Mahomes is the favorite to win the MVP right now. Low odds.
Wow, he's not winning the MVP.
He has like 6 or 7 interceptions.
Mahomes has been like the 12th best quarterback in the NFL so far this year. But that defense has been so good.
Yeah, they have been. You didn't like the the Chiefs against your Niners.
It makes sense. I understand why you did it. It makes sense, but. Yeah, until we get Greenlaw back, you see how happy he did that just sideline that when he got hurt. Until we get Greenlaw back, our defense has been suspect a little bit. You know what I mean? And Purdy's been hit and miss, sort of.
Yeah.
But can we go back to MVP? What about Derrick Henry? How come he's not?
Greg, it's a very interesting point because the 2 games that Baltimore didn't utilize Henry right this year, they lost. They lost that game to Kansas City and then that ridiculous choke job against the Raiders in week 2. Since they started using Henry properly, they've been arguably the best team in the NFL.
He's unstoppable. Well, you got to figure against the Steelers, he's not going to do anything.
I mean, the fact that running backs usually, their career's usually done by Derrick Henry around 30. Dude looks like he's 23 years old again. It's pretty amazing.
He spends $500,000 on his body.
It's still crazy, though.
Yeah.
And he is just so much bigger. When he's on the sideline talking to other players, it's like that's a running back.
He's a specimen.
He's like Eddie George. You know what I mean?
Eddie George.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
And I was with the bus. I was with your guy, the bus, on Monday.
Oh, you were Jerome Bettis?
Yeah. After here, we had to do an event. And
he seems like a nice guy, right?
Great guy.
Yeah, he just seems
You've
like
never met the bus?
I've never met the bus.
I'm surprised at that with all the dignitaries from Pittsburgh.
I have met a lot of them, or most of them. I have never met Jerome Bettis. All right, moving
surprised at that.
My pick.
Oh, you got a pick?
I have a pick real quick. I'm going to give C.J. Stroud over a half an interception against Green Bay. Houston ranks 3rd in total defense and 4th in passing defense. We're not talking about their defense. Green Bay has an NFL-leading 17 takeaways and has 9 interceptions playing up in Lambeau. I think that's going to be good. So I like C.J. Stroud. You know me in the props. Just to throw 1 interception. C.J. Stroud throws an interception. I win.
There's no brainers, I thought.
No, look.
Right, so you're witnessing this.
I'm looking at Greg's ticket, and quite frankly,
who were the teams? Who do you have? Run some them.
You barely even had a sweat at all on this. I know. I mean, the only game. So he had Green Bay minus 5.5, which we gave out last week on the show. No sweat, easy.
That's right.
Houston 6.5, easy. Tampa 3.5. Looked weird weird second quarter, but beat them by 24 points in the end. Yeah, New Orleans scored 27 points in the second quarter, and then didn't score again the rest of the game.
Scored 27 in a quarter and lose by 24.
Colts plus 2.5. They end up winning outright as an underdog.
Right, yeah.
Chargers minus 3. Got a little dicey at the end when they started screwing around, but then Peyton kicks the field goal to lose by 7. Perfect.
Yes, I could have. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, no, it was perfect. It was perfect. Steelers minus 3. No sweat really in that game.
Was that for a Steeler
game?
game?
The Atlanta Falcons.
That's the game that I sweated.
So that was a little sweaty for a little bit, but I
10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only
Wow,
game.
nice.
Yeah.
Well done, Mr. Vaughn. Do you have a pick that is there something you feel strong about this weekend? I mean, you got a sheet in front of you there.
I do. You know what? I do, and I can see it too.
Who is it? I need a sip of water.
I think I'm. Well, I mean, there's some no-brainers on here too, but I like. See, I'm going Green Bay at home because they're at home. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hard to win there.
I mean, you get 3 points for home field, right? So they're minus 2. Sort of.
Not as much now. The NFL, I will say. Yeah. I mean, home dogs were just dreadful a week ago. Home favorites were great last week.
Was it 8 or 9 and 0? Or something?
I mean, there were 3 dogs that covered the whole weekend last weekend.
Yeah.
It was totally ridiculous.
Tampa Bay's getting 4 at home too.
Yeah,
I know, against the Ravens. Trust me, I want to see Tampa Bay win that game. But
it's a good football game.
Yeah, that is
Monday
a good
night.
game. The other game's Chargers, Cardinals. Meh. I think the ratings are going to stick. I think people stay tuned on the Ravens. But
I will tell you, the ratings for that Charger Cardinal game are going to be a little bit squirrely because that game's stream only.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Is it on Amazon or is it on
ESPN Plus or with no issues behind us here at the South Point if you come watch both games. Yeah, just come here.
Don't cheat on the South Point
Yeah,
like Greg Vaughn does, ladies and gentlemen. Come down here and watch
But
the
you know
game.
what? I'm so loyal to them. I didn't want to take their money.
There it is. Chris is going to come over and thank you. You're right.
I know. I'll see
You're
Chris.
right.
I'll see
All right,
Chris.
Jeff, why don't you dip into the punch bowl there? We
You
got
want
some more
one
time.
for you?
Yeah, we
haven't gotten one. Here, I'll give you that one.
Down here. All right, we got plenty more here. Here we go. Let's see here. Phone E-Fan. All right, this is kind of for you. Now, we've all been at a game on our phones, been busting on our phones. I don't know if you saw this, but there was a guy on the scoreboard at a Yankee game. They do this thing. They set a timer to see how long someone will be oblivious to being on their phones and not looking up at the scoreboard. How long do you think this guy's, we're seeing the clip now. So he finally notices 2 minutes and 45 seconds in that he was busted. Hey, I'm on the camera. You've been on the camera for nearly 3 minutes, moron. Just staring at his phone.
That's pretty impressive, honestly.
3 minutes without looking up from your phone?
It must have been some pretty nice pictures.
Or he was admiring a 7-for-7 parlay that he had. And he just was sending it to as many people. All right, punch ball, whoever wants to take one.
Greg, all you.
Greg, go for it, buddy. We usually have videos accompanying these. Oh, by the way, it was confirmed by JR, Mrs. Fields, and MC Hammer. Secret products of the Oakland A's. We talked about
we talked about MC Hammer a few weeks ago.
I told you he was a bad boy. And Aaron O'Connor told the story that Reggie was dating Mrs. Fields. Whether I don't, there you go. Well, I don't know if Reggie was in. All right, anyway, Greg. Well, I'm just saying.
Punch bowl number 1.
Punch bowl number 1, and here we go.
Cleveland Frowns.
Okay, the Cleveland Browns. All right, good title.
We have a video.
We do have a video
Of a young Cleveland fan who
found out about the Amari Cooper trade.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go, and then I have a follow-up question. So here it is.
Amari Cooper got traded.
What is traded mean?
It means that he's not on the Cleveland Browns anymore.
Poor kid.
Oh, he starts crying. By the way, what is he wearing? I'm not really sure. Black socks up to the knee.
It's really sad.
He's dressed
What
like
kind of dad does he have?
Poor kid.
What kind of dad?
Poor kid.
That's torture.
to want to keep his son crying that
Poor
Amari
kid.
Cooper was traded. The question in the punch bowl, Greg, was what was it? It was who was
What was your trade that crushed
a
you?
trade that devastated you? Do you have a trade in baseball, any sport, even as an adult or a child? You got Greg's
Go ahead,
got
Greg.
one?
Yeah.
After hitting 50 home runs, I got traded.
There it is.
I hit 50 home
Himself.
runs. I got traded. But
Waking up to
one
a
door
call
closed.
from Marge Shot.
Oh yeah,
Marge shot.
Oh yeah, I will never forget that call.
What was the call again? If Jeff doesn't remember.
About 5:10 California time.
Okay.
Greg, this is Marge Shot, honey. I just want to say congratulations. You've been traded to the Cincinnati Reds. And it's like 5:15 maybe. I'm like, are you shitting me right now? I'm like, I couldn't. I'm trying to process this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know what's going on. I hit 50 home runs. Why am I getting traded anyway? Yeah, I think I did all right, you know?
Yeah.
And then all you hear about the horror stories. And then all of a sudden we get to spring training, and a lot were true. But before we even got to that point, towards the end of the call, she goes, we have one problem. I said,
oh, yeah.
This has been a problem since we've been on the phone to me, you know what I mean? But she says, we have a no facial hair policy, so you got to shave your goatee. I said, so this just went from bad to worse.
Right.
So then at that point, I'm mad. And she woke me up to give me this news.
Oh, my God.
And then she tells me I got to shave off my goatee. My kids have never seen me without a goatee.
Oh, my God.
So I said, get your players back. I'm not coming.
What did you say to that?
Well, wait. We'll circle back.
Oh, my God. But did you shave?
No. 2 days later, no.
Oh, my God.
But, you know.
And it's National No Beard Day, by the way. That story is so apropos today.
It's perfect.
But I did go back to all the guys that, you know, Big Red Machine and all that later on as I got older and apologize because, you know, out of respect. I didn't do it out of disrespect to them.
Yeah.
But, you know, being from Northern California, it's 1999. You know what I mean? What is my goatee? You traded for me with a goatee.
Yeah, right. He's the player you're getting.
Yep.
Hey, you know you were getting. Did you ever meet Shotzi, the dog?
I refused to meet Shotzi.
You didn't want to meet
I love dogs, but
right.
First of all, I'm not going to be the one that she's going to tell to pick up the.
Yeah, she used to tell players to pick up after the dog.
Yeah, and I didn't want all that white hair all over me.
The Saint Bernard, right? All right. Anyway, Jeff, do you have a crushing trade?
You know, there's a bunch to choose from. You know, it's kind of weird because it actually helped the Mets in a big way. You remember when R.A. Dickey won his Cy Young?
R.A. Dickey, knuckleballer.
R.A. Dickey won his Cy Young, got traded to Toronto right after. It's like, oh, this kind of stinks. You know who they got back in the trade? Travis d'Arnaud, who was a key part to making the World Series in 2015, and Thor. No, Syndergaard.
Are you serious?
So it actually ended up being one of the best trades that I can remember. But that was, again, I was too young, obviously,
that's
for the Seaver trade or anything like that. With the big time ghastly trades in Mets history.
Right.
So
interesting.
I'd like to say that I was also devastated when Greg Vaughn got traded to the Reds.
She was. There you go. Ann's the best. There you go.
Thanks, Ann.
A friend of yours, Dave Parker, when the Cobra left the Pirates. That was tough for me. Did he go to the Reds, I believe, right?
Yes,
he went to the Reds. Then he played for so many other teams. But I love Dave Parker. He had a lot of off the field issues, but he was still my favorite guy.
But so did a lot of it had to do with the field. You know, I mean, look at the managers that are in the Hall of Fame that, you know, had problems.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, it's just part of life.
Billy Martin, for God's sake.
I will say one other one actually that just came to mind, even though it was technically a sign and trade.
Okay.
Back in the era when I was still actually rooting for the New Jersey Nets, when they were still in New Jersey, when Kenyon Martin left the Nets to go to the Nuggets, that was crushing.
Wow, good one.
That was crushing.
Good one.
For 11 or 12-year-old me.
Jeff Parles. All right. Who's are you up, Jeff?
It's up to me. All right, let's see. Number 2 on this one. This guy has been doing songs each week.
Oh, God.
For the Colts.
Have you heard this guy?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, my God. And roll this beautiful footage. Here we go. This is every week.
Pat McAfee?
No, it's not this guy.
Oh, boy.
This is our Colts. This is our team.
We bleed blue.
What is happening here?
Who's liking this video?
Tens of thousands of people for the shoe.
Beat the Titans.
And then he ends.
Show 'em that will horseshoe them up.
Watch how he ends.
This is our team. Go Colts.
He does one every week. For some reason, it's popping up in my algorithm. I will say two things.
What's going on with your algo right now, my friend?
You already know what's going on. You already know what's going on.
Listen, he did one against the Steelers, which I hated. He has one upcoming for the Dolphins. He's like, beat the Fins. But this kid, it's getting tens of thousands of hits.
So your question is Joe Flacco related on this.
Speaking of the
I will
Colts.
throw this. Joe Flacco is not starting this week. Anthony Richardson is back
so Richardson's in.
for the Colts. No Jonathan Taylor, the big thing for that. Is Joe Flacco, who has thrown for over 700 yards already this year, 7-1 so far.
And for a career, 44,000
44,000.
252 touchdown
Very
passes.
good. Also a Super Bowl MVP in that
Is he
magical run. Is he a Hall of Famer? I have him in the Hall of Very Good.
Hall of Very Good, yeah. I mean, maybe
I don't
when
think
he's
he's
like
Hall of
80,
Famer.
they put him in the Veterans Committee.
Yeah, I don't think so. There's too many. Here's the problem. There's so many Hall of Fame quality quarterbacks from the same era.
Yeah.
Like Tom Brady's still got to go in. Drew
Of
Brees
course.
still has to go
Ben
in. Aaron
Roethlisberger.
Rodgers is going to have to go
Phillip
in.
Rivers.
Phillip Rivers is going to have to go in.
even though he never won a ring.
Roethlisberger is going to have to go in.
Automatic.
Despite the fact that people will argue that Eli Manning is going to go in.
He has to.
Like, there are so many guys from this era that have to go in before Flacco goes that it's going to be very hard for Flacco to get in.
Is Jim Plunkett in or not?
Yes.
I
Did
thought,
he get in?
I thought he did.
Okay, because he had
Let me
two,
double check
along
that.
with Tom Flores. Plunkett has 2 rings, and he was a Stanford guy.
Plunkett is not.
No, he's not it?
That's why I brought it up.
Plunkett is a college football Hall of Famer,
He's
but
not in
not
the
a pro football Hall of Famer.
That to me, when Flores got in, it was like, okay, that opens the door for Plunkett.
Yeah, he won 2.
He wins 2 Super Bowls as a quarterback. Now, this is the Eli Manning thing, right?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
the Peyton Manning thing, too. Eli, if Peyton doesn't win the second one,
with his passing
Yeah,
yards and
Peyton was always going to be in.
Yeah, but Jim Plunkett is not. An overall #1 pick, was disappointed with, I think, the Patriots, and then resurrected his career with the Raiders and won 2 Super. You win 2 Super Bowls as a quarterback. I feel like that is like 3,000 hits or 3,000 strikeouts. Or
Hey, look, and look at the team. Look, he beat New England twice. He beat the undefeated team in 2007.
Talking about Eli, yeah.
Eli, yes, and then beat him. I mean, granted, that team that won that Eli's second Super Bowl is probably the worst team ever to win a Super Bowl. Look, it's and also he played in New York. He's going to get in.
Yeah, that's why. And I was living with that. Yeah, having to deal with that. But Jim Plunkett should be in the Hall of Fame. I didn't think he was. That's a crazy one.
College football Hall of Famer though, Stanford, of course.
Yeah. And did he win the Heisman? Or I think I don't know.
I'm double checking that.
All right, pick another one, Jeff. I think it's your pick.
Well,
one
it's for
me.
you.
You can do it.
Okay, do that. Oh, Kawhi.
Oh,
Kawhi Leonard is out indefinitely again to begin the season. Clippers, of course, Paul George, now a 76er. Russell Westbrook, now a Denver Nugget. How does the Clippers season turn out in their brand new Intuit Dome season? Of course, opens 5 days from now against Phoenix. Awesome. That building looks incredible. I don't know if you've seen how much you've seen.
We've showed many.
Amazing. Looks amazing.
Yeah, what do they have below the ground in that building looks amazing.
Yeah, that too.
And they got a court you can rent and play like pickup games and stuff. And everyone's got a.
Yeah, even though I don't love even though I watched the interview with Ballmer on 60 Minutes a few weeks ago.
I didn't see that.
That the seat with the loudest decibel will get some sort of free item for the next upcoming game.
And they have that fan wall behind the one.
It's a pretty cool spot. The Clippers are going to be terrible, though. that's my take. And
his whole thing was to get the team ready for the Dome.
Well, you know what? A friend of mine asked me this because, look, Greg, you mentioned it before with the Pro Football Hall of Fame when they put in bigger classes than baseball. For the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame, basically, if you're an elite player for an extended period of time, you're going regardless. Yeah. We know Kawhi Leonard's going to the Hall of Fame at some point. But it really feels like he's one of the bigger what-ifs in NBA history
if he could have stayed healthy, right?
Because he won a title with San Antonio, took a franchise that was a perennial loser and won a title in Toronto. And look, he hasn't won. Again, the biggest loser franchise in basically North American sports history is the Clippers. But boy, if he could have stayed healthy, you'd have to imagine the Clippers would have had one by now.
You would think. And you're a Warriors guy, right?
Well, I'm a Kings guy.
Oh, Kings, that's right. My God, I apologize. Like the beam.
Kings.
Yeah, you're the. How are the Kings going to look this year?
I think we're going to be. We got some acquisitions. But I would have liked to seen a rim protector. Like the kid that came out of Indiana that went right. Miami Heat didn't even take 2 minutes to pick.
Zach Edey, you mean?
No.
Not Indiana?
Yeah, Indiana.
I don't know. Jeff doesn't.
Sabonis.
No. Sabonis is on our team.
Sabonis is on the Kings now.
But we picked Anthony Carter's son. And to me, I'm not a basketball guy. But we have a bunch of guards already, right?
You need a big man.
Yeah, we need someone to help Sabonis get rebounds and block shots because he's not really a shot blocker, right?
Okay.
So you got to protect the rim because we give up so many points in the paint. And this kid, they said if his motor was better, he probably would have been the first pick.
Wow.
In Indiana.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Miami Heat picked him first. In Summer League, he was incredible.
Really?
Yeah, the kid from Providence is who you're talking about, right? Carter?
We took him, but I wanted the 7-footer from Indiana.
Oh yeah, I don't even know.
The Miami Heat.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just can't put the name on it for whatever reason.
Just look at their first round pick.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I'm going to tell you right now, all day in your head, you will be hearing, "This is our Colts. This is our team.
It's already stuck there.
We lead." No. And the reason I showed this clip is because that song won't leave my head. Like I'll just see something that's blue and I start singing.
You're talking about Khalil Ware, who
I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, he was at Oregon as well for a time. Definitely. There were some questions, like Greg said, motor-wise, but the kid's skill set is unbelievable.
Crazy. And he's on the Heat?
He's on Miami. Miami usually does pretty well in those situations.
They didn't even take a minute.
Yeah.
We took Carter. They said, Oh, give us him.
We'll just write it up real quick.
Yeah.
Well, and then of course the pick in between that was your boy Bub Carrington from Pitt.
I loved him at Pitt. Pitt, they lost him, and Pitt's going to be all right this year. They're picked 7th in the AC.
One more?
Whatever we got.
We got 2 left.
Yeah.
3 left. 2
Well,
left.
Let's get through them. We got
All
Greg
right.
Vaughn
You
here.
have actual handwriting on this, which is not good.
That's probably not good.
Did you go 10-4 in picking winners last week in the NFL? Well, I only got a video here. This is Punch Bowl number 4.
Here we go. Little Finley did.
Yeah, Little Finley went 10-4 last week. Here we go.
Might want to put these in a parlay.
Yeah, go for it.
So she sings songs about
Dolphins,
Lions, the Eagles. All right, Child's Play.
Well, at least we'll get the blue song out of our
We'll
head.
get the blue. Yeah, you can sing Finley's song.
That was much better.
Girl, she's over 500 for the year picking winners, and was 10-4 last week. Again, a lot
What
of
did she
shots
just
last week.
pick?
She picked the Lions.
She actually has 2 underdogs.
Dolphins
and Lions. And
Eagles.
And Eagles, who are a favorite against the Giants.
Chris, get ready. Greg's coming to the counter and betting the Finley bets. He's doing that. So she's just a cute little girl. I mean, look, there's cats. There's a lot of people. We got the corgi that hits the balls into the baskets. I just thought
the corgi's in danger of being wrong on the NLCS.
He had the Mets 4-2, right?
Well, 4-3. So it is still technically alive.
Technically, the corgi is. We call that the corgi's name is Steph Furry, by the way.
Very good.
He hits these balls into a hoop, and we see who wins. He's been pretty accurate at times. All right, we got a couple left there. If you,
here,
Jeff
Greg.
or
Greg, you can go for it. I think this is the last one in there right now.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Well, look at the timing on the show.
Punch Bowl number 7. The Grammy games.
Yes. Okay, this is a question. This is a trivia question for both of you.
Oh, yeah, but you got to ask it.
Okay, yeah. You're right. I should have this one. All right, the Granny games. Here we go. So we have a clip of a 68-year-old granny. What is the clip? Is it her A, bowling a 300 game, B, throwing 3 bullseyes in a row in darts, or 3, getting a hole-in-one on a par 3? So is it golf, darts, or bowling? What do you think, Jeff?
Go ahead. I'm golf.
You're going golf? Well,
Greg and I are on the same wavelength here. I was thinking golf.
and roll the clip.
Oh, it's a bowling.
60. How old is she? 68 or 69?
Says 69.
69. Look at this. Last ball. 300 game.
Oh, good for her.
First perfect game she's been bowling all her life.
I thought the bumpers were going to come up. I did not.
She got the game. There you go. And you know what she's singing? This is our cause. This is our team. We believe blue.
That's in my head right now.
I'm telling you, I apologize. I'm going to text it to both of you later on. Greg, what's up for you? You just flew in. What's your weekend like?
Tonight, I'm going. You know, you're not performing tonight, so I have to go see another comedian tonight.
Oh, see,
and then
it's cheating on me now, too.
Yeah, cheating on you a little bit. Yeah, you've been leaving me too long in between. So,
who are you going to see?
Hold on.
Okay.
Because then I have Jeremy Renner's event tomorrow night, poker.
Oh, nice.
Tournament. Then we have golf, concert.
What's the concert? Oh, he's got the Dodger hat. Yes. Okay. Yep. Red Dodger hat, by the way.
Should I put on my Padre hat?
Yeah. Take him to, what concert are you going to?
Well, it's whatever one he's having.
Oh, Jeremy Renner. By the way, Jeremy Renner, if he's is he performing? He might. Jeremy Renner is an amazing singer-songwriter. He has an album out. He can sing. He was on Saturday Night Live. He has some music videos out. He's really talented.
I love the Mayor of Kingstown. I love it.
Filmed in Pittsburgh. And that diner that they always go to, Don's Diner, that's my second cousin's diner. So it's right under the bridge by the penitentiary. Mayor of Kingstown is if you haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Great show. And it's good. Oh, good.
You know what other shows I can't get? Prison Break, man, it's so twisted. I can't stop watching it.
Prison Break is so good. And that guy also, the lead guy is from Pittsburgh, by the way. I can't think of his name, but I talked to him in France when I was walking along the beach in Cannes. It's a true story. Winston? I don't know. He's a Pittsburgh guy. Jeff, what are you doing tonight, sir?
Well, 1 hour from now, myself, Chris Andrews, Vinny Maliulo, Football Frenzy on a Friday. Get you ready for both college and the NFL.
Huge show.
Thank you, Major League Baseball, for scheduling Game 5 of the NLCS at the exact same time as the show. So greatly appreciate it.
You'll have it on.
Yeah, I just... The way the Dodgers are playing, it's so hard.
Even the guys like Edman and
Kike. Kike Hernandez has 15 career postseason homers.
Is it 15?
It's crazy.
Like I said, he's the right guy. He knows when to show up.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's made as many postseason home runs as Babe Ruth.
When I was a kid, my baseball book that I talk about all the time, Mickey Mantle had 18. That was the bar when I was a kid. Now, I think, who has the most? I know who it is.
Go ahead.
I believe all-time postseason home runs, it's Manny Ramirez.
That is 100% correct.
Is it 32 or
29?
29, something ridiculous. But when I was a kid, it was Mickey Mantle with 18. Of course, now there's more rounds. There's many more playoff games. Back then, you just had the World Series. So Mantle had 18.
I have the list in front of me. You know who's third? And sorry to bring this one up, Greg, because I know he hurt you guys in the '98 series. Bernie Williams is third.
Yes. I was shocked by that.
And Bernie
Forgotten Yankee.
He is a guy who was off the Hall of Fame ballot way too quickly. He was critical to
Solid
those
center field up the middle.
to winning
Nice
those
guy,
4 or
too.
5
Yeah.
championships.
Better person.
Really?
Better person.
And a guitar player, right? He's
Yeah.
like a jazz guitarist. He's put out several CDs.
Yeah, Bernie was obviously Jeter was
Yeah,
Jeter,
but up the middle, you gotta be
Bernie,
strong, right?
Bernie was so good.
I agree. Bernie Williams underrated. What are you looking at something on your phone there or no?
Yeah, you asked me where I was going tonight.
Yeah, where are you going?
I'm going to MGM to see Joe Perino. You know, the comedy guy.
Oh, you're
MGM?
going to Brad Garrett's, right?
Yeah.
No, I was just there a couple weeks ago. Great club. You'll have a blast. I don't know that name, but enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's
So,
not me, but okay.
Adam Carolla. I would see him too.
Adam Carolla?
Yeah.
Adam's good. You'll like that
He's
too.
a big baseball guy too.
Yeah, he is. He's a Dodger guy, I think, too.
Big baseball
Because
guy.
I think he's from L.A. Or is he New York?
Yeah, so they asked me to come check out the show, so I'm going to
Nice.
check it out.
There we go.
All right.
Perfect.
Next time I'll be at Kimmel soon again. Jeff, you and I tonight are playing blackjack.
Yes, we
We're in
are.
a blackjack tournament. We got the South Point 400 race at the Speedway this weekend.
You're
I'll be
pointed
there
the wrong
Saturday.
direction, but yes, that way.
that
How
way.
But
come
that's
I
okay.
didn't get the invite to the blackjack tournament?
Do you want- we can get you in right now. And this is Ann coordinated the whole thing.
Now I am.
Well, he's cheating on us again. Oh my God, we should have had him in the blackjack tournament.
Well, I'm sure if you asked Alex, she would surrender her seat.
Now you guys have fun.
You, me, and Alex will be in it tonight. That'll be fun. I'll be.
When's
at
the
the
last
racetrack.
time you played blackjack?
Not so long ago.
Not that time where you lost your wallet in your own dresser?
We have to break. That was the Christmas party. I had a few shots. I couldn't find my wallet for. Poor Jerry's checking his car for me because he drove me home. I'm like, Jerry, could you check one more time? He's like, I'll check one more time. Then I open a drawer in the kitchen and it's just sitting in there, and all the cards are strewn around.
I've done that before.
Yeah, see, there you go.
We've all been there,
We've
Frank.
all been
We've all
there.
been there.
And Sunday night we have a gentlemanly bet: $5 Jets Steelers.
Yeah. Again, if Justin Fields was playing, I wouldn't even have wanted to make the bet, but it's $5 or 3 hot dogs, however you want to look
Fine,
at it.
and that's 50-cent tip. I also have a bet with Vinny. Vinny will take me shopping to Savers.
Buying a new bowl?
Buy me a new bowl. That bowl was from Savers.
You should have made him take it to if the Jets lose and the Steelers win. You should have made him take it to the Italian American Club.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That
Vinny,
was
I'm
an-
changing the bet. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. What a great week we had here. We'll be back Monday. We have Alex White will be here on her usual Monday. Thank you all for watching. Let's see. Keith will be at the Delirious Comedy Club with John Caponera. Another good show. JR, Lenny Kravitz at Park MGM. JR, if you know anybody who has ticket hookups, next weekend I want to go see Lenny. I've seen him once. It's one of the best shows you'll ever see. He's amazing. Great shows all week, everyone. Says my mom, by the way. So
Nice.
I got the mom approval. Chat room, you guys are always the best. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Punchlines. Oh, wait, Dan, wait. We have to end the week. We started the week with that dog stuck up on a pyramid in Egypt. There was a guy that was parasailing, paragliding, whatever it is, and he was shooting. He had his camera on, and there was a dog 450 feet up. Did you see this?
Oh, look, if you have to go bark at birds, you got to do it 450
He was
feet up.
barking
I
at
get
birds
it.
on top of a pyramid. But here's the good ending we all wanted for the weekend from ABC News. The dog that was atop the pyramid is now he came down.
Whoa.
Jeez.
This dog, I mean,
What a hike.
look at this guy. I love him. Could be a girl. I don't know. But the dog is okay. That's how you end a week on a high note. Punchlines. Line stands for Live in Nevada. Every show. See you, everybody.